Welcome to a new video filled with mind-boggling riddles that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Today, we're diving into a series of 15 tricky riddles designed to train your nose for danger. Each riddle is a puzzle, a mystery waiting to be solved. So flex those brain muscles, let your imagination run wild, and don't forget to share your answers in the comments below. Ready to jump into the world of riddles? Brace yourself! Here comes the first riddle to kickstart our session. Imagine you're in a room that is completely dark, but you know there's a scented candle somewhere. You can't see anything, you can't hear anything, but you can smell. The question is, how do you find the candle? Think about it, use your nose. This one's quite straightforward, so take a moment, let your imagination run wild and sniff out the answer. Got your answer? Hold on to it. We'll reveal the solution shortly. Feeling warmed up? Excellent. Now prepare for a trio of riddles coming your way. For our first, imagine yourself in a room with two doors. One leads to certain doom, the other to salvation. Two guards are stationed, one before each door. One guard always tells the truth, the other always lies. You don't know which is which. What single question would you ask to find the safe door? Moving on to our second poser. Picture this. A man pushes his car to a hotel and loses his fortune. What happened? And finally, our third conundrum. What can travel around the world while staying in a corner? Quite a head-scratcher, isn't it? These riddles are designed to tickle your brain and hone your problem-solving skills. Remember, it's not about speed, but the journey to the answer that counts. Ponder over these while we move to the next set of riddles. Halfway there, here's a riddle to test your mettle. This is a riddle that's sure to challenge your nose for danger. Picture this. You're locked in a room with four doors. Each door leads to a different fate. Behind the first door, there's a ferocious lion that hasn't eaten in 3 months. The second door hides a deadly assassin ready to strike. Behind the third door, there's a raging inferno. And the fourth door, well, it leads to a bottomless pit. You have just one choice. Which door would you pick to ensure your survival? This riddle is a bit more complex, but don't let that deter you. Remember, the answer lies not in the obvious, but in the subtle cues hidden within the riddle. Mull it over, take your time, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next challenge. Keep your thinking caps on, we're just getting started. Rising to the climax, here are the toughest riddles of the session. Fasten your mental seatbelts, folks, because we're about to take a sharp turn into the realm of the unexpected. Prepare yourselves for a dive into a labyrinth of wit and cunning where every corner hides a surprise and every passage is a test of your intuition. Riddle 1, the conundrum of the Sphinx. What is the creature that walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? A riddle as old as time, yet its complexity remains unrivaled. Moving on, we approach the second riddle, the paradox of omnipresence. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? This one demands a leap of imagination, a flight of fancy into the abstract. The third riddle, the enigma of the unseen, is next. You see a house with 2 doors. One door leads to certain death and the other to freedom. There are 2 guards, one in front of each door. One guard always tells the truth, while the other always lies. You don't know which guard is which. What single question can you ask to find the path to freedom? A classic conundrum, it tests your logical reasoning to its limits. Our penultimate riddle, the puzzle of the unknown, takes us deeper into the abyss of uncertainty. I am taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I am never released, and yet I am used by almost every person. What am I? A riddle that calls for a shift in perspective, a different angle of thought. Finally, we arrive at our last riddle, the mystery of the inevitable. The person who makes it sells it. The person who buys it never uses it. The person who uses it never knows they're using it. What is it? A riddle that probes the depths of your understanding, pushing you to explore the unexplored. Take your time, these are not for the faint-hearted. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the solutions. Let's delve into the answers to these mind-boggling riddles that have been testing your nose for danger. Our first riddle was a classic conundrum that required a bit of abstract thinking. The answer is, of course, a secret. Yes, that's right. A secret, when revealed, can often stir up trouble, just like a scent can attract danger. Moving on to the trio of riddles, the first solution is a skunk. The skunk uses its scent as a defense mechanism, warning off potential threats. The second riddle's answer is a gas leak. This is a prime example of how our noses can warn us of danger, even when we can't see it. The third riddle in the trio, the answer is fire. The smell of smoke often precedes the sight of flames, alerting us to the danger. Our middle challenge had a slightly more complex solution. The answer is a rotten egg. Not only does the smell warn us of potential food poisoning, but it also mimics the odor added to natural gas to alert us of leaks. As for the climax riddles, the first answer is a rose. This might seem surprising, but think about it. Roses, with their enchanting fragrance, often lure bees. The second solution is a predator. Many animals mark their territories with scents, warning others of potential danger. The final solution to our most difficult riddle is fear. Yes, some studies suggest that humans can indeed smell fear, making this riddle a tricky one. Did you manage to solve them all? If not, don't worry, give them another go. And that brings us to the end of this fun-filled session of riddles. We've explored 15 different puzzles, each one designed to sharpen your senses and cultivate an awareness of potential dangers. From the first riddle, which was a gentle warm-up, to the trio of riddles that upped the ante, and onto the middle challenge that had you scratching your heads. We then moved on to the climax riddles that tested your mettle to the core. And finally, the solutions were unveiled, and hopefully you were able to match wits with us. We hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as we have. It's been a pleasure to unravel these riddles with you. Don't forget to tally up your scores, and perhaps even challenge your friends to beat your tally. Remember, the world is full of riddles waiting to be solved. Until next time, keep your wits about you.